Alrighty, guys, it's time to wrap it up for today. It is Friday, June 6th, and we got a market which is rebounding nicely and very nicely. Let's see if we can hold on to that. So it was a little bit gnarly here going into that I period. They were running it lower, running it down, retesting that support there at 59.85. And for a while there, it felt like we were heading back, retracing these single prints. But nice little rally, reversal, rallies right back up to the midpoint and then some. And now we're back kind of holding around the midpoint. Now, anything can really happen in the last part of the day. I mean, but I'm going to be optimistic about we can hold the line, probably close, I say, in the range here, not close with a big sell-off or anything like that. So. But just to guard myself or to cover my bases, if they close below that 59.85, we're starting on the short side. If they close above the 66,025, we're going to start on the long side. And if they close in the middle here, we're going to start off range bound on the ES. So range bound meaning we short looking for short against the 15s and the 25s, looking to buy against the 59.95 down to the 59.85 for rotations back up, and then we pretty much stay in the range. So that's kind of what I think we're going to happen going into the close. So if anything, it would be very, very interesting if we get a little rally into the close. That would signal a pretty freaking strong market. But at this point, I'm not going to count on that. So range bound going into the overnight Sunday, Monday. No trades on the ES today. Did a couple of trades, one on the Nasdaq, a couple on the gold. I haven't traded since. Bond market before we leave is drifting lower. They're right back there into the 112. So not a great sign, I had to say. So bond market capital flow wise drifting down to that lower edge, the 111.16 up to the 112s. They take out that line, starts trading below it. I think we're going to get into some trouble on the bonds in terms of yields. Basically, yeah, prices down, yields up. So I would watch that very carefully. Not a great sign on the bond market, but then again, the employment situation came up a lot stronger than expected. So I guess strong economy can handle higher rates. So that's kind of what's going on with that, I think. Now on the so I would start off on the short chart on the bonds. If they trade up above the 1220s, I would look to potential for retracement trade. Other than that, I would start from the short side. Nasdaq, I had one trade on the Nasdaq today. That was earlier on in the short when when we had a little run up here. They retested that, and it's back here when they had this little crazy run up, and they failed, and they started heading lower. I took a short, got out early on that thing, and had a pretty good that $52 in a one contract trade. So that was a good day. That was a good trade. Could have been bigger, but it's as I said earlier, I covered an earlier loss on gold, so I kind of just went back to a slight positive outlook for the day, and I was been looking, but I kind of get stuck in some other stuff, so I haven't really traded since. So, but I would start up range bound on the Nasdaq too. Watch that lower edge, the 730s, if that comes out, I would be starting from the short side. If they close above the highs here at the 870s, I would start from the long side. And anything in between, I would just start off flat out range bound. So at this point, looking to buy against the 760s and the 730s. Looking for short setups against the 840s or 850s and the 875s for rotations back down. So a range bound start on the ES and Nasdaq, unless they have a big move here before the close, and then you never know. Sometimes you have a big sell-off or a big rally right into the close. It's just hard to predict in the last 10 minutes of trading. But at least if they close in the range, we start off range bound. But you know, if they don't, we know what to do. On oil, we had a little pop to the upside on this news, so good news. I guess demand picture is good, so it popped a little bit oil. On oil, I don't think that's going to be long lasting. We'll see if they how far they're going to trade, but they're right up here against this upper area, the 6460s and the 6480s. And that was that little area of resistance going higher. Uh, this little area, that three little edge. And now if that comes out, I think we're running right up here to the 6670 to the 67. So that's going to be your short-term attractor on the upside. So that's it up here testing that edge now. So, and I think they probably can take it higher in the short term at least. So we'll start off on the long side on oil, looking to buy against that 64.30s and the 64s for rotations back up. Below 64, take off long bias and go back range bound. And gold had a shitty day. I mean, I had a couple of trades on gold earlier on here, but they've been all over the place. And as they took out the support there at 33.60s, I totally freaking missed that. But that was a pretty good move. And that, but definitely tradable, but I just totally missed it. So totally missed the freaking thing, and I did try a couple of trades little bit on that first pullback. I'll show you that. That was so here's your first the big rundown, and missed that whole thing. And then I tried to get short on the Tablet pullback, and I got run over on that one. Yes, kind of high ticked actually. And I tried a short trade when it looks like we're finally failing. So yeah, I figured like I'm kind of right on the not quite on the on the spots. I tried another short trade, had to fade more heat on that thing, and then when it get back down to break even, I got out of it, and then just to see it run quite a bit lower. So that's just frustrating. But then again, yeah, my own rules. If I had to fade a lot of heat on the trade, I usually try to just scratch it. Because I mean, technically, you can also try to re-engage it up here on that retest at the 56s if you were trying to get in with better trade location. So trade location is key. So if it doesn't work out, you don't want to keep fading heat. If you are fading heat, your trade location is not great, and the only option you have is to making that trade big, try to work it, or just kind of trying to re-engage it, exit and re-engage it. So anyway, but we are down here against the lower edges. So on gold, let me see here. Where's my gold capital flow chart? So on gold, we are right back into that lower range. I've taken out that volume edge at 33.55 to 60s, right back to value again. So this move out of the middle has been just reversed. Now it's just going to fold this all stuff together and fold this together. You can see move out of the middle from that high volume area right there all the way down to the next one in one trading day. So there you go, gold. So sell off on gold, back to value, and back to the bigger volume range down there. And that's starting off on the short side. Now we are down at the volume range, so I'm going to start off on the short side, but if they can't really take it lower, we may have to go back range bound on that one. So if they close above the 55s, we're back looking for a retracement to the upside. To get started, I would look for short setups again. So there's going to be an edge at 45 here in that area, and one here at the 55s. We'll adjust these for tomorrow for Monday's trading, but definitely starting from the short side, and let's see how far they can take it. If they can't go a whole lot further, we're just going to go back range bound on that. So because we are already at that high volume area. All right, so that's oil and gold. So gold's on the short side, oil from the long side. Let's just wait for the ES and NASDAQ and see if we're going to get the range bound close, or they're going to do some crazy shit right there, right into the close there. So, but we leave it there. So one trade on NASDAQ up 52, two trades on gold down 41, so net up maybe $10, less commission. So not a great trading day, but at least I didn't end in the red. All right, guys, we leave it there, and I'll see you back on Monday. Have a good weekend. All right, guys, later.